Hollandale, we're still working with them. So Hollandale, we finally got them on board. We're going to have it down there as well. What Spot Shotter does, it's based on a sensor technology where we can strategically place sensors over a geographical area. All right, just picture a box. We all know how Pompano is shaped, but just picture a box. Those sensors will pick up gunfire instantaneously. So if someone's shooting in that grid that we mark, what happens is that shot is picked up and transmitted to our dispatch center. They get it. Every single officer and commander has it on his phone. It vibrates in our phone, and it will literally show you the circumference around where that shooting is coming from, down to the address. We can hear the audio, we can hear the shots themselves, and what that does is it gives us the ability to jump out and go before someone dials 911. Make sense? Right? So theoretically, when the shots come out, we get it on ShotSpotter, our personnel respond, and then how this is supposed to work is as we're going to the scene, we're probably going to get 911 calls. Does that make sense? Yeah. People are like, oh, you know what, I just heard a shooting down the street, or I just seen a shooting. Let me grab my phone. As they're dialing 911 and talking to our dispatch personnel, we're already gone. We're already moving into that area because we heard it. We literally heard it. Now, the issue, I'm gonna try not to take too much because the mate's did a great job of this, but the issue that I was bothered with, and I think everybody should be bothered with, is when we compare the number of actual gunshots that are happening, or shootings that are taking place. The percentage of 911 calls that are coming out of Pompano related to it, you want to pull that, just jump.
Total victims. Now, to me, that's kind of surprising to me. Not all of them were people actually being shot. It was property damage involved in there too. One of the things that really sticks out too is, I don't know if you can see it very well, but on the amount of evidence that we've collected, and one of the things that just come out there is, we've taken 7 firearms off the streets. We recovered 7 firearms from these incidents. We've made over 30 some odd arrests, over 30 arrests, whether it was firearm violations, part of the actually doing the crime with the firearm, or they had other issues going on with them, like I mentioned with the warrants and what have you.
Chef Tony, what a great meeting you just came out of with probably about so many community pastors, so many community activists, so many community organizers. What a great meeting. You're still accountable to the community. You said you'll do that when you was running, and you've been true to that. We thank you for that. We enjoyed that. I want to ask you something that you mentioned in there, man. That's a great program that you talked. They went bonkers for it as it pertains to this bike program. Can you let the community know a little more about that?
No, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me and allowing me to come in. We covered a lot of stuff. We talked about the importance of how we're going to go forward as a community to help reduce some of the gun violence and shootings that are taking place in Pompano. We invested last year in partnership with the city to get in ShotSpotter, a great piece of technology, but we got a long way to go before we can start cutting down some of these shootings. But in addition to that, the community's been calling for more community-oriented type policing, more baseline engagement. They want to see more officers. So one of the things I'm working towards is creating a regionalized bike unit where we have at least 20 plus different officers that are within this unit. We are capable of strategically dispersing them in the communities or events to help reduce crime patterns, and then just overall community relations. People feel more comfortable talking to officers when they're on their foot, when they're outside of the cars, and they get to know the officers' names, the officer knows their name. It builds a real bond. So this is a big project for me, and we're going to get it done.
Chef Tony, thanks a lot, man. You're always so gracious with your time. We love you, and God bless.
Thank you. Take care, folks.